Hello everyone and welcome back to the Code Syndicate. Today we will discuss about implementation in Rust. In previous video we learned about struct and how to create a struct as well. Today we will make this struct to work like classes which we often see in the higher level languages. Basically, we will create some functions which are defined within the context of a struct. Let's start this video by creating a struct rectangle. We have created this rectangle which will contain height and width property. Now let's create an instance of this struct. Now I want to make this struct to calculate area of the rectangle as well. Like when we will call rect1 dot area, we should get the area of this rect1. To achieve this, we use Impl block or the implement block. Let's see how we can implement block for this struct rectangle. We start with this impl keyword, then thereafter the name of the struct of which you want to create this implement block. Now let's create a function named area to calculate area for this rectangle. Here we created this area function and we are accepting this self as parameter. This self is of type ampersand self. That means reference to the self. This self is referring to the struct that this implement block is for. That is this rectangle. So this self is referring to this rectangle. Now this function area is returning the multiplication of width and height of this rectangle, and we call this rectangle from this self keyword. As you can see, this self means this self, that is this rectangle. If you are wondering, we do not need to add return keyword to return a value in a Rust function. Instead, we directly write the value or the expression like this, but make sure you do not add semicolon thereafter. If you add semicolon, it will not be considered as return. As you can see, we have got this error, that is expected U32 but found a void. That means now this statement is considered as general statement. If we remove this semicolon, it will work fine. Or we can just add this return keyword as well. Let's remove this return for now. Now let's call this area method for this rect1. Run the code. Here you can see we have got 15. Perfect. We can have multiple functions or methods inside this implement block. Let's define another function called perimeter, which will find perimeter of the given struct. Now let's print the perimeter of this rect one. Run the code. Here you can see area is 15 and perimeter is 16. One more thing about the struct is that we can have multiple implement block for a given struct. Let's remove this function perimeter and create another implement block and define this perimeter method there. Let's create another implement. Let's run the code. Here you can see we have two implement method with two different functions and that do not changes the output.